Peavy's career reached a milestone his last time out when he picked up his 150th win. That's quite a body of work for a career that started with the Padres and includes stops in Chicago and Boston before becoming a Giant in 2014. An impressive resume as a Cy Young Award winner, three-time All-Star, and a two-time world champion. Jake Peavy takes on the Rays, and it's coming up next.
It's Hyundai Sunday on CSN Bay Area. As Giants baseball is brought to you by your Bay Area Hyundai dealers. Today it's the Giants and Rays. One more time, final game of the series from the Trop. Hi again, everybody. I'm Dwayne Kuiper. Alongside me is Mike Krukow. Well, this is when Bruce Bochy likes to say, yeah, we've won the series, but it's time to get greedy. And the guy that's going to be handed the ball to get greedy is Jake Peavy.
Well, Jake Peavy has been pitching well, as has every starting pitcher, and that has really been a big part of the success story for the Giants during this win streak. They get great starting pitching, they get great defense, and they have a different hero in the offense every night. And for Bruce Bochy, who wants to get greedy, this is an opportunity to continue with this chemistry. It's the chemistry you search for. It's the chemistry they have right now, and they have a chance to make a statement here in Florida.
All right, it should be fun as the Giants go for the sweep. It's been a different hero, as Mike said, every night. And we'll see who it is today. Stay tuned. We'll take you to our CSN Bay Area studios for an update right after this.
SFN Bay Area is brought to you by Jack in the Box. It's back. The Portobello Mushroom Buttery Jack. Taste it before it's gone at Jack in the Box. And by Toyota, the full-line automaker with the longest-lasting vehicles in America. Toyota, let's go places.
It's time for baseball here in the Tampa St. Pete area. All right, Game Time Weather is presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. Great time to get to the beach. The admission-free boardwalk is now open daily. Here it's 80 degrees outside, 72 inside. Humidity doesn't matter, and the forecast is, well, we're inside. All right, let's take a look at the Giants lineup. Same lineup as yesterday. It'll be Span and then Joe Panik. You see, he's hot over the last 7 games. Belt, Posey, and Crawford. Duffy will hit in the 6th slot. That is Pagan, Brown, and Blanco.
On the hill today for the Tampa Bay Rays will be the right-hander Jake Odorizzi. Odorizzi, 6'2", 190-pounder. He's 26 years of age. He's in his 3rd year at the big league level. This is what he has done this year. In 14 starts, he's 3-3 with a 3.79 ERA. Almost a strikeout an inning, and we've pretty much seen that consistent with the rotation here in Tampa. They've got good arms, and they're young. And with Odorizzi, you're going to see a fastball that goes low to mid-90s. He will sink, he will cut it. He's got a curveball slider and a changeup from a high 3/4 release.
So Odorizzi about ready to throw the first pitch of this game, with Denard Span standing in. And here's the first pitch, and it's a strike at the knee. So we get started at 1:10, and that's right on time.
Giants with their Father's Day uniforms.
For a second, I told you when I saw him, I thought they'd switch uniforms with the Cleveland Indians. Not those.
It does look like the Indians uniform. It really does.
Span takes high and wide. Span is 1 for 10 in the series. By the way, it's a good looking uniform.
It really is. But every day here they've had a different uni on, which makes it unique.
Swing and a foul held on by Conger, and that's how this game gets started.
Let's take a look at the Rays defense starting in the outfield from left to right. It'll be Dickerson, Jennings, and Matuk, the best arm in right field. Miller, Longoria will patrol the left side of the infield. Forsythe and Morrison on the right side of the infield. Hank Conger, he'll be in the squad putting down the signs.
Here's Joe Panik hitting .263 as he fouls it out of play. His 7th home run was a game winner yesterday as he hit it in the 9th inning. He's got 30 RBIs. Foul back.
All right, time now for our Togo's big play of the Togo's way. And last night, Joe Panik had the big swing of the bat, the 3-run difference maker. In the top of the 9th came off the closer, Alex Colomé, and that decided it. Giants won that ball game. And that's our Togo's big play, the Togo's way.
Those are the pitches and the location for Joe Panik's home runs this year.
Hit all the speeds, likes the ball up.
Outside. Brandon Belt to follow. Hit on the ground. Forsythe, who was playing Panik to pull, makes the play. Paul Nallard is behind home plate. Jeff Kellogg, the crew chief, at first, and Scott Berry and John Tom Payne is at third.
Well, you've seen two strike zones that are very tight in the first two games of the series. Paul Nauert, not one of those guys. He's got a very good zone for a pitcher. He's got bigger corners than what you've seen. Likes the ball low, but he definitely looks for strikes.
So here's Belt. Belt bluffs a bunt, and it got Conger in a position where there's no way the umpire could have made the call.
Didn't see it. If you come up as a catcher, you're going to block that view of the umpire, and you're not going to get a strike.
Check swing. Maybe this works anyway. Longoria, not in time. Belt beats it out.
I'm not sure he did. We're going to sure see a review in the clubhouse of the Rays.
So you're saying don't write this down in ink?
I wouldn't write it down in ink yet. Just a little check swing is kind of a defense beater. And it is a very close play. We should see maybe a better look here.
Well, they're not going to.
I don't think there's a good look. I don't think they have a good replay of it.
Here's Posey. Foul, knocking off the mask of Conger. Buster in this series 1 for 3 on Friday, and then check that 2 for 4 yesterday.
Well, there's the best look we had, and it looked like a tie. So Ray said no, we're not going to contest. But it did give you a great shot of Logan Morrison's spikes over at first base. You think the modern player has fun with the uniforms and the shoes?
They do.
Oh, they have a blast. Gloves.
Outside corner. Well, organizations allow it, and so is the league. There was a time you couldn't do that. And that sleeve, if Frank Robinson were imagining, that'd been on for about 2 minutes.
And he'd have taken it off with scissors.
High, and Belt got a late jump, so he chose not to go.
All right, Longoria really making a nice play. He's making something out of nothing. And there's your answer. Safe by a bunch, really. You see Exmo.
1-2 to Buster Posey.
I dig the Exmo.
Posey out of play.
Hey, by the way, happy birthday, partner.
Thank you.
That's it?
That's it.
Move on?
Yep. It's a bigger day. It's Father's Day.
It's true. So happy Father's Day to all you dads out there. This is what Odorizzi does. He likes the fastball almost 60% of the time. Splitter is his best specialty pitch, but he'll give you looks with everything. Cutter, curveball, changeup.
And a check swing into the seats, so Posey stays alive. It's 1-2.
That was a perfect pitch too. That was a cutter on the absolute outside corner, knee high. Talking with Brian Anderson, the color analyst for the television here in Tampa, and he says one thing about Odorizzi, he'll make you defend that strike zone from top to bottom on both sides.
And he strikes out Buster Posey, and that'll end the inning. Giants pick up an infield hit. Peavy coming out. Rays coming up.
And here's the lineup for the Rays. It'll be Forsythe, Miller, and then Evan Longoria. He's got 17 big flies, and he hit one yesterday. It'll be Morrison, Pierce, and then Dickerson. Jennings back in the lineup. It'll be Conger 8th and Matuk 9th.
On the hill today for the Giants will be the veteran Jake Peavy, 35 years of age. 6'1", 180-pounder. Jake Peavy is in his 14th year at the big league level. Let's see what he has done this year. Whittling that ERA down. Remember when it was up in the 9s? He has been very good of late, and when he's good, he is using both sides of the plate with a fastball that'll be high 80s to 90-ish. It'll sink, it'll cut from a low 3/4 release, and he'll give you a curveball, slider, and a changeup. Lifetime against the Rays 3-2, and he's never been beaten here at Tropicana Field. 2-0 with an ERA of 4.81.
Forsythe takes a called strike. Forsythe got some power, hit a home run in the game last night. Hit his 5th of the year. He's 1 for 2 lifetime against Peavy. And he's 1 for 9 in the series. The one hit, the home run. He shoots one to right, and this is going to fall. As Blanco gets to it.
Let's take a look at the Giants defensively behind Jake Peavy today. Starting in their outfield from left to right, it'll be Pagan, Span, and Blanco. Crawford, Duffy on the left side of the infield. Panic and Bell on the right side. Trevor Brown, he'll be in the squad, putting down the signs. Giants defensively have made 31 errors as a group. That ranks them second in the National League. Only Washington has made fewer.
Here's Miller. Miller has hit a home run in both games in this series. He's got 8. He's hitting .238. Forsythe's got 3 steals. He's been thrown out twice, so Peavy will keep an eye on him. And a strike to even the count. On deck is Longoria. We're in the bottom of the first inning. Miller shoots it up the middle, and he's got a base hit. And this is going to put Forsythe at third. So runners at first and third with nobody out.
Miller has really had a nice series with the bat against the Giants. Right now it's time for greater coverage of baseball. It's brought to you by T-Mobile. Last Sunday against the Dodgers, Jake Peavy 6 strong. 4 hits allowed, no earned runs, 3 strikeouts. It was his 150th career win. And that was how he left the ball game. They didn't get the out. He did finish the inning, but that little jolt at first base really played havoc with him. There was a while there for a couple days we didn't know if he was going to be able to make the start.
Here's Longoria. And he hooks the first one foul. Longoria 278 with 17 home runs. He's got 41 driven in. He's had the most history against Peavy's. Faced him 23 times. Does have 5 lifetime hits. Hook foul again. It's 0-2. I don't know if it's possible that you could keep that ball fair. You can see the most career wins by active pitchers.
Peavy in the top 6. Right behind Zach Greinke. Bartolo Colon. 224 wins. CC Sabathia also in the 200 club. Very prestigious club, by the way.
0-2 to Longoria. Tries to get Longoria to chase. It's 1-2. Quick toss, and Miller gets back. Rays are 4 games under 500 at home. They're 15 and 19. And this one hits the umpire, and both runners are going to advance. And Miller is safe at second, so it's 1-0.
Second day in a row, the Giants have had problems with the pickoff to first base. And this is just a bad throw for Peavy. Right into the runners. Not a whole lot that Belt could do. So an error on Peavy. And it takes away the force. And for a sinker baller like Peavy, who can pitch for the ground ball, that's a big mistake.
Tap foul. So Longoria stays alive. Rays did this yesterday to the Giants. They jumped out first. Giants scored 2 in the first on Friday, and they led the entire way. If he looks to second. Hit on the ground to Crawford. Crawford thought about going to third, but he gets Longoria. So Miller moves to third on the ground ball, and that'll bring up Logan Morrison.
You know, it crossed the mind of Crawford. His instinct was to third base, but if it's not a slam dunk guarantee, you cannot risk really blowing up an inning. By trying to get a lead out, you have to get it out there, and he did.
Morrison has only faced Peavy twice. He's 1 for 2 in his career. 1 for 3 on Friday. Came back yesterday, went 2 for 4. One of those 2 hits was a home run towards left center field. Infield will play more in than halfway. And the pitch is inside. 1 ball and no strikes.
Can't get past the socks, the shoes, and the sleeve. I mean, Logan Morrison is telling you right there that he is a dude.
So Morrison gets hit. Had the sleeve on the wrong arm.
I mean, I don't think you want to put a sleeve on or anything that's going to draw the attention of the and distract the eye of a pitcher. So another 90-foot mistake as he tries to throw a cutter in, just catches him on the elbow of his front arm, his right arm.
Here's Pierce. Pierce right now the best hitter for average in this lineup, hitting at .337. He pitch now for the ground ball. Swing. Ain't gonna miss. No balls and 1 strike. Peavy just threw a disappearing ball.
Well, I'm thinking that's what Steve Pierce is thinking. I'm not sure he could explain that swing.
Swing and a pop up. Playable, I believe, if Brown sees it. He looks at Belt, and Belt at the last second really had no chance. That's what happens in this park.
Well, we've talked about the difficulties that players have had. They'll see it pop up, they'll take their eyes off it and go to a place where they think they need to be to catch it, look back up and try and find it, and they can't. And right now, it's just an I got it, you take it. And I don't think either guy really had a real good look at it. So an error on Belt.
Oh, that's a bad call.
You really have to consider the environment. The ceiling caused that one.
Nice play, Brown. 1-2.
PV pitched for the ground ball early. Now he'll pitch for the strikeout. That was the intent of the 0-2 pitch, but he's going to nibble here, trying to get Pierce to look like he did on that first swing.
Well, somebody's got to get it. Joe Panik just made a great play. I have no idea what Gregor Blanco was doing.
I don't think he saw it. I think they're having a heck of a time. I mean, with a man on third base, you have to assume that the outfielder, if he can get to that ball, he's going to take it because his momentum would be coming to home plate. It's an opportunity. If you had anybody with really great speed at third base with the momentum of the play going to the outfield, that's not an easy throw for a second baseman. And a guy with great speed would take advantage of that.
It's not an easy catch either.
No.
So a nice play by Joe Panik. Here's Corey Dickerson. Inside corner for a called strike.
Another look. You see how his momentum's going out the outfield. And Brad Miller over at first base. I mean, he's got better than average speed. I'm really surprised he didn't try and go.
You knew that Blanco couldn't see it because if he had seen it, he'd have been coming in much harder than that. Foul back. It's another again 2. Dickerson 0 for 5 in his career against Peavy. Dickerson went 0 for 3 on Friday, and he came back and did the same thing in the 4 o'clock start in the game yesterday. Oh, and 2. And now Morrison goes, and that's a strike, and that's going to end the inning. So when it's all said and done, Jake Peavy limits the damage and does a nice job, and the Giants trail 1-0.
Area is brought to you by AAA. Get a free Giants all-season blanket. Restrictions apply. Go to AAA.com/Giants or to a AAA branch for details.
Giants trail 1-0 as we head to inning number 2. Giants pick up an infield hit in the first. Here's Crawford. Crawford at 264. And he looks at a high fastball, 1 ball and no strikes, 6 home runs. He's got 40 runs batted in, and that leads this team. At the knees, Duffy to follow, and then Pagan.
Good change up there. It's important the first time through the lineup that you establish you can throw everything over.
And Crawford lifts it above us into the upper deck.
Think about the broadcasting booth. You got to be heads up. You can get foul balls up here. You can't say that about every broadcast booth.
Outside to Crawford. Yeah, once the Riverfronts and Three Rivers, and once those stadiums went away, we rarely get baseballs into our booths anymore.
We've never had one back home in San Francisco come into our booth.
Foul back. Cincinnati was the best.
Cincinnati, you had to wear a glove.
Yeah.
Riverfront Stadium. Gone.
Crawford pops this one up. This could be playable. Carter's coming back, and it is not playable. He did pick it up late. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Hank Conger from Huntington Beach, Southern California. You know, the roof here is not something you could practice.
No.
You take all the pop-ups you want, you're still not going to help you see them when they come off the bat.
Healthy rip. That's what you look into when you're trying to find that pop-up.
Very comfortable place to play baseball.
Umpires are unhappy about something.
See a loose baseball down the left field line. Yep.
Tell you what, umpires can see everything.
Yeah, they've got that 6th sense.
They do. They can see through walls. They're like spies. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
I will agree with you. They're a bit different.
And trust us, they don't change when they retire.
No.
They get weirder.
Yeah, that's been our experience. Old umpires get weird.
3-2 to Crawford. Tap foul, so good battle.
If you see an old umpire around town, you know, he's pumping gas or something, he gets ticked off at somebody, he'll try and throw him out of the game.
Throw him at the parking lot. 10th pitch coming up. Here it is to Crawford. Swing and a high pop-up into shallow center field. Want to win the ultimate fan experience in partnership with Comcast Sportsnet? You can enter to win prizes in the Dream Stakes sweepstakes. To enter to win, you need to visit your local Bay Area dugout store. For more information, visit sfgiants.com/dreamstakes.
One thing about this ballpark, pop-ups, you better be running them out.
Here's Duffy.
You should run them out anyway.
But there's running, and then there's running hard. We stopped running hard about what, 25 years ago?
Yeah.
30?
Yeah. Doctors advised against it.
248 the average for Duffy. Fouls this one back.
So we walk hard.
Our old friend Leonard Coppett. Remember Leonard?
Oh yeah.
Passed away, I don't know about what, maybe 7 or 8 years ago. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Duffy fouls it out of play. Leonard I believe he had a heart attack. Survived, and the doctor said that you needed to start doing some exercising, watch your diet. And they convinced Leonard to get a stationary bike. And he fell off the bike, broke his foot, and never rode it again.
That was it. Good.
It was a sign.
Whose idea was this?
The 1-2 to Duffy is high, 2-2. He loved to talk baseball or what?
Oh. And when you talk baseball with Leonard Coppett, you better strap it on.
Yeah. Duffy hits a little flare to right, and coming in is Matuk, and he makes the catch. 2 outs.
The best part about the conversations with Leonard Coppett is you were going to learn something.
Well, you were going to lose the argument and then learn something.
You had no chance in the argument.
I asked his son David if he ever won an argument with his dad, and he said no.
We had 22 layers of argument. I've got 2.
Here's Pagan. Pagan hitting .272 with 2 home runs, 15 runs batted in. And the first pitch is high. Pagan took an 0 for 4 yesterday. He's hitless in the series. He's 0 for 7. 1-0 Rays here in the second.
But just to finish the conversation on Leonard Coppett, he's in 2 Hall of Fames, baseball and basketball Hall of Fame. That's how good he was. Except on the stationary bike.
It's 1-2. On the ground, it'll be Morris. Morris has got it, and they just get Pagan, and that'll end the inning. So Morrison makes the play as he moves to his right, and that'll end the inning. Bang bang play. 1-0 Rays. And it's a breaking ball for a call strike. Jennings hitting 184, 5 home runs, 15 driven in. Does have a lifetime home run off of Peavy where he's 3 for 14. Bunts this one to Belt. Belt's got a chance if he can tag him, and he got him. And Jennings says no. However, Jeff Kellogg says yes, and we will take a look at it.
It's just a matter of if he touched them or not.
Well, from that angle, obviously he did. He missed them. This is going to be a base hit.
Now the second look we had was the one that, this one here. Be safe. That's a knock.
So that'll be a bunt single for Jennings. This replay review is presented by Xfinity.
One more look. Really not a definitive look there, but they do have one look that is conclusive, and this would be that look. He did not get him. So, I mean,
what about the foot? Maybe the foot.
No, I don't know. I wasn't even looking at that. I was looking at the back.
Reaching for straws, that's all.
Jeff Kellogg, crew chief. Paul Nauert on your right, played umpire today. So, I think they're looking at the foot right now. I mean, obviously a big play. I mean, you're talking about a leadoff single here as opposed to a leadoff out. No foot.
So Jennings is aboard, and that's going to bring Hank Conger to the plate.
The catcher, number 24, Hank Conger.
Conger hitting .217, 2 home runs, 7 driven in. Giants are going to put on the overshift for Conger. And he bunts this one third base side for Duffy. Duffy will make the play. Nice job. I don't think that was a sacrifice. They're going to give him a sacrifice.
Right fielder, number 27, Mikey Montour.
Now with the shift on, I mean, it's a good play because A, if it's not successful, you're at least going to get a sacrifice for it, move a runner up. But it was great. Once Duffy came in, it became the job of Trevor Brown, the Giants catcher, to get over and cover third base. It's a nice little rotation, which kept Jennings, who runs well, at second base.
Here's Mikey Matuk with Jennings in good speed at second. And a strike, then it's 0-1. So Peavy's got to do 2 things here. He's got to try to get Matuk out, and he's got to try to keep Jennings close to second. Took hitting 161. That's 10 hits and 62 at bats. Foul back. It's 0-2.
90-mile-an-hour challenge right down around the knees. really haven't seen a lot of curveballs either today from Peavy. I think he feels better with that slider. It's been pretty good. As being a quick breaking ball, a swing and miss type. He could get a strikeout.
Got him.
And that was the curveball. Well, Warriors playoff central. That's right. The long-awaited 7th game of the series tonight. The Warriors taking on the Cavs. Coverage begins at 3:30. You'll see it on CSN Bay Area before and after every Warriors playoff game. You can see great coverage. The home of the authentic Warriors fan is CSN.
Here's Forsythe. He singled in the first inning, scored the only run. And he takes a belt-high fastball, and it's no balls and 1 strike. He's going to take a peek at Jennings. In the dirt, 0-2.
All of a sudden, the curveballs come to life.
I've said it before. Sometimes you just don't know when it's going to show up.
And you don't quit throwing it. I mean, it could be non-existent for 3 innings. All of a sudden, the 4th inning, it comes around, and it's like, hey. Look who came to the party.
Blocked. 1-2. Peavy looks to second. Peavy throws. Swinging a high foul down the right field line. Blanco sees this one, and it's out of play.
Into the beer garden on the right side of this field. Got a couple picnic areas at this ballpark. Oh yeah. Fried chicken. Gotta bring fried chicken to a picnic, don't you?
Yep. Crawford. So he's going to take a tricky hop. So it'll be an error on Crawford. Be the 3rd error in the game for the Giants. You could see that one jumped up on Crawford.
I didn't see many bad hops in this field, but this one comes up on him. I mean, almost like he sensed it too, because he got down on a knee, and you don't normally see him do that.
So now Peavy will have to go after Brad Miller, who's been a very tough out in this series. Not only with just picking up a base hit here or there, but hit the ball out of the park as he fouls this one to the backstop.
Well, it's not like he's got a place to put him with an open second base. I mean, yeah, there is a place to put him, but you don't want to set the table for the guy on deck, and that's Evan Longoria, who's had 8 home runs in the last 13 games. So you have to go after Brad Miller. Miller's in a great spot. When Longoria got hot, he got better pitches to hit. He's taking advantage of it.
Maybe you could hear him grunt at 90. It's 1 ball and 1 strike.
I make that same noise when I'm trying to tie my shoe.
Or get up from the chair or get out of the car. 1 ball and 1 strike. Runner goes. No throw. It'll be a steal for Forsythe, his 4th of the year.
Really not understanding as to why there was nobody covering It wasn't going to be Panic. It had to be Crawford. Crawford right out in center field. Brown's up there seeing nobody to cover him with a man at third base. He's not going to risk the throw. No reason to hold it there if you thought you have a chance to throw a guy out. Crawford did not cover.
1-2. Outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
I mean, it's the second inning, and Peavy is being asked to pitch through his third air. And that is your mentality. It's all about picking up the guys behind you. Pick them up.
Crawford behind the bag, and that'll end the inning. Peavy pitches through it. It remains 1-0.
Brought to you by Wendy's. Choose a junior bacon cheeseburger or crispy chicken BLT in Wendy's 4-for-4 meal at participating Wendy's for limited time.
Well, the Phillies are in town next homestand. The series kicks off Friday with fireworks postgame presented by Snapple. And then Saturday the 25th is Madison Bumgarner bobblehead courtesy of Chevron, first 40,000. And tentatively, Bumgarner's supposed to pitch that day, as Trevor Brown takes a ball a bit high. Then on Sunday, 20,000 fans will receive a Giants player LED watch presented by Evergood Sausage Company, and it should be Johnny Cueto. sfgiants.com/tickets.
Here's Brown. Brown at the plate, 2 balls and no strikes. Brown had a very nice day yesterday. Was on base 4 times. He went 3 for 3 with a walk. Two balls and 1 strike. On deck is Blanco and then Span. Foul back. It's 2-2. Odorizzi has not walked anybody. Struck out Span and Posey in the first inning. This is tapped foul.
Odorizzi very comfortable right now. He's got a nice rhythm going, and he is moving the ball around a lot, inside, outside at the knees. He's elevating, throwing 3-2 changeups. throwing anything he can throw in any count.
Hit into center field, but it's right at Jennings. It is Father's Day today, all around the country. All you dads, it's your day. Have a great day. So here's Gregor Blanco. Blanco hitting at 260. 2 hits yesterday. 1 hit on Friday. And he shows bunt and he takes a ball. 1 ball and no strikes.
The only blemish against Odorizzi has been a check swing base hit with 2 outs in the first inning by Brandon Belt. And that has been the only base runner the Giants have had.
Shows bunt again, and now he's behind in the count. He definitely has got Longoria's attention, but in the meantime, it's 1-2 with Span on deck. Got him.
3rd strikeout for Odorizzi.
Here's Span. Span struck out in the first.
Center field, number 2.
Odorizzi was a first-round pick by the Brewers in 2008. He was acquired by the Kansas City Royals in the trade involving Zach Greinke. And then the Tampa Bay Rays got him from Kansas City in the trade. They sent James Shields over to Kansas City. There's a lot of other players involved with those trades, but those are the primary guys. When you're a young arm and you're being dealt for established veterans, I mean, you're a guy that has expected promise, and he is starting to really develop into a nice rotation member.
He's got it going right now.
Guys need to get him in the stretch, really do something to upset his rhythm.
High to Span. Span with just 1 hit in this series. Got him again. So Span can't believe it. 4 strikeouts for Odorizzi. Longoria to lead it off.
CSN Bay Area is brought to you by your Bay Area Hyundai dealers. Great deals on amazing cars are going on now at your Hyundai dealer. Visit buyhyundai.com today.
A 1-0 lead for the Rays is Longoria is going to lead things off. And Longoria is going to dump one into right field, and it's going to fall. It's amazing how Peavy just cannot avoid staying out of the stretch.
Third inning in a row, the Rays have been able to get that leadoff hitter on. 2 of those times have been little bloop hits to right field, like this one that Longoria just threw out there. The other one was a bunt that we thought could have been an out. But right now, I mean, Peavy not getting a lot of breaks, and he's being asked to pitch through a lot of bad breaks.
Morrison was hit on the arm in the first inning. And he takes a pitch down low, 1 ball and no strikes.
You know what's amazing is Morrison has only hit into 1 double play this year.
Yeah, it is. Is this one foul?
You know, for Morrison, we're talking 196 at bats. For a guy his size who does hit the ball on the ground, I would have thought 9, 10, maybe 1.
Certainly over 6 or 7. Longoria does not have a steal this year. He's 0 for 2.
This guy, you just have to stop him. If he can roll into a lead, he'll steal. But you have to just completely ignore him.
Swing and a miss, 1 and 2. So Belt holding on Longoria. The Rays with 4 hits, all singles. Tight, 2 and 2.
Look at the outfit that Morrison has on. It's more of an outfit than a uniform today. Look at his shoes and his sleeve. In 2012, when the Giants won the World Series, a big part of that team was Ryan Theriot. And Ryan Theriot, I mean, you almost couldn't wait to get to the ballpark every day to see what he was going to wear to the ballpark. And I would bet that Morrison is kind of the same way. Very entertaining.
Struck well into center field. Span, however, withdrew him, and Longoria is going to go back and tag, and Span's throw is going to be late.
So a productive out. Denard Span does not have a strong arm. If he's backing up and he doesn't have any momentum coming into the infield, I mean, he's not going to be able to put a lot of pizzazz on it. So Evan Longoria, knowing this about Span, put himself in position to tag and advance 90 feet. So
the only way that's a bad move is if the ball goes off the wall. But Longoria has played here long enough to know what balls go off the wall and ones that are caught. Here's Pierce, who popped out to Panic, who made a nice play in the first inning. And he takes a strike, and it's 0-1. Hefty batting average for Steve Pierce, .335.
Out of play, and that's with 167 at bats. Breaking ball misses, 1-2.
Peavy, he has a low 3/4 release, and he can go lower, and in doing so, it widens out his breaking ball. He can flatten it out and really swing it wide away from a righty into a lefty. And we were talking about this at dinner last night. I think at some point in Peavy's career, he could do what Dennis Eckersley did. He could go right in the bullpen, last another 5 years.
Got him. Pierce out swinging.
So he gets him with a flat breaking ball up around the belt, but he puts it out off the plate away. And more of a cutter than a slider, but he gets the strikeout he was pitching for.
Dickerson struck out in the first. Rays have Longoria at second base. They lead in this game 1-0. Scored a run in the first. And tight to Dickerson. Peavy with pitch number 48. And a strike. It hits the outside corner. Peavy does have a base open if he chooses to go that route with Desmond Jennings on deck. Off the plate, 2 balls and a strike.
Didn't miss by much. Nice little frame job there by Trevor Brown. Made Paul Nauert, the plate umpire, think about it a little bit. It was off the plate. Giants with runners in scoring position this series. 5 for 22. The Rays 0 for 16. Have not had the money hit. They've scored. They've hit it out of the park.
Three and 1, and now he may take advantage of that open base.
Jennings on deck, waiting. So Trevor Brown going to restart the signs.
Out of play, it goes to 3 and 2.
Peavy almost rolled through a stop there, very close. You have to come to a stop in the stretch position. If you don't, it's a balk. And he was very close to not stopping.
Three and 2 to Corey Dickerson. Rolled to Belt. Foul. Dickerson chipped the end of his bat, so he'll have to get new lumber. That's one where if you're Belt, you got to try to get to it before it rolls foul. He tried, but he couldn't get to it at time.
just at the last 3 feet. Sort of swings foul. Yeah, he was playing deep because of the left-handed hitting Dickerson, so I don't know if he could have gotten there that much quicker.
Popped him up. Crawford says he can see it. And that'll end the inning. So Peavy again pitches through trouble. Panic's going to lead things off. Panic belted Posey. 1-0 Rays. Joe Panic on getting hit in the head last night. He said it caught me above the ear. It caught me pretty good. I was watching the replay, and it wasn't a glancing blow. I have to thank my father. For giving me that thick skull.
Well, it helps.
I don't. You know, I do think it was a glancing blow. If you get hit square, the ball bounces right back to where it came from.
Plus it hit the crown of the helmet, which is your best protection from that helmet. If it catches it flat on the side, that's a different story. That's one you don't bounce up with very quickly like he did. But when he bounced up as quick as he did, Dave Gresham, the Giants head trainer, that's the fastest we've seen him move all year.
Panic shoots when fouled. This is what it looked like.
Well, and he turns away from it too. I mean, the guys, it's a gray area. Some guys turn into it, some guys turn away. You don't know how you're going to react. And there's the conversation with Dave Gresham.
Lifted to left, right at Dickerson. And here's Belt. He's got the only hit in this game for the Giants, and it was a slow roller down the third base line.
Check swing. Giants have not figured out Odorizzi. He's been that good.
Belt takes high, 1 ball and no strikes. Ball for his strike.
I mean, everything he throws, he's been able to throw it behind the count. One of the big pitches in this game was a 10-pitch at bat he had with Brandon Crawford, and what the final pitch of the at bat was a 3-2 changeup. It was perfect.
Belt hits a high drive to right. It is out of here to the back wall. And this game is tied.
Home run number 10. I think he's going to be kicking and screaming when they pull him and put him on the plane that heads out to Pittsburgh, because he loves hitting here.
Number 20, Buster Posey.
A little fastball, middle in, and that is the happy zone, folks. Stays inside it, just makes it look easy, and that is a big one.
They're going to say it went 405. I'm going to say it didn't.
Well, it's 322 down the right field line. I think went almost to the back wall.
Swing and a miss. Buster trying to do the same thing. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. That's probably right. One of the things you get to be on your birthday is disagreeable.
Well,
it's an unwritten rule.
really?
I know. Then you're going to say, well, Jesus, must be your birthday every day.
Well, it did cross my mind.
Disagreeable on your birthday, and that's it. Posey steps out. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Got him.
High fastball and a good one.
Yeah, the family 4-pack is presented by Chevron. It's now available for July 15th and 16th at $99. It's tickets to the Colorado Rockies, the 5th and 6th, plus a $25 Chevron gas card. sfgiants.com/family. Here's Crawford. Mike mentioned the long at bat in the 2nd inning. Crawford is 0 for 1. And he takes a strike. By the way, the home run that Odorizzi allowed to Belt, his 12th of the year. Archer and Smiley and Moore have allowed 15. Crawford swings and misses, nothing in 2.
Well, and you know what? All of their starting pitchers do have a high home run total. It just tells you about the environment. This is a home run place. But they don't have a lot of walks. I think that's how they're taught. They attack. And if you're giving up solo shots, I mean, those are forgivable. If you're walking 2 and then giving up 1, that is not forgivable.
Rays hit 4 home runs yesterday, and the Giants hit 2, and 1 was a 3-run home run as Crawford lifts this one over the beer garden and then into the beer garden, and we're only calling it that because that's what it was at Fulton County Stadium when we were players.
Yeah, there's a few people having cold ones down there. That makes it a beer garden. I'm looking for a plant or something that's green that's growing, other than the pickle on that guy's hamburger. But
the beer garden in Atlanta.
The place was awesome.
There were times where they would announce the attendance like 8,000 people, and it seemed like all 8,000 were actually in the beer garden.
It did. That place was a hot spot.
Crawford lines it to left. Dickerson is going to reach up and make the catch, and that's going to end the inning. So Crawford hit it well. Belt ties the game up with his 10th of the year, and this was a big fella. And it's bye-bye baby here at the Trop. It's a tie game. It's 1-1.
1990 at Candlestick Park, Don Caveman Robinson became the first pitcher to hit a pinch hit home run since 1971. And the Caveman hit it off of Ed Vosberg in the bottom, or he pinch hit for Ed Vosberg in the bottom of the 5th, and he hit it off of Bruce Hurst, who had good stuff. Robinson is a career pinch hitter, 3 for 24. One of those was off me, not the home run. And his overall batting average, .231 with 13 big flies and 69 ribeyes. And that's our McDonald's true stories.
He could hit.
He could hit.
He would have loved to have played with Mr. Bumgarner.
Oh, those two guys. Oh,
and they would have competed in batting practice. My goodness.
And I'm not sure who was better at hitting out of the ballpark.
Or talking trash.
Yep.
Within a small group.
Entertaining trash.
TV thought he had a strike. It's 2 balls and 1 strike.
So did I. Don Robinson used to count the home runs that he hit in batting practice, and he stopped when he got to 1,000. It took him, years to do it, but he always thought it odd.
Hit well to center field. Span drifting back. 1 out.
When the Caveman first came to San Francisco, he would say that's 845, 846. He counted his BP home runs. And when he got to 1,000, that was it. He was over it. But none of us could back it up. I mean, he could have just pulled that number out first day he became a Giant.
Of course.
But when you watched him hit batting practice, it was believable.
Hank Conger takes a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. Conger with a sacrifice bunt in the 2nd. Swing and a miss. What is he trying to do? 1 ball and 1 strike.
I think it's what they all try and do here. I mean, you see a lot of big swings with this Rays lineup. They're all trying to yank, and for the most part, not many of them make 2-strike adjustments. They continue to yank.
Working right around the edges.
As a team, the Rays have hit 98 home runs, and that ranks them 4th in all of baseball, both leagues.
Well, there's a perfect example of pitching a guy backwards. Overshift is on for Hank Conger. Conger just tore into one, and it hit the thing, and Belt caught it. And is he out?
No, if it hits the thing in foul territory, it's foul. If it hits the A or B ring and it's in fair territory, then you can catch it.
That was pretty cool by Belt.
Yeah. So the little ring that's the closest to the middle of the dome, that's the A ring. Then there's a B ring. Now those, if the ball hits those rings, they can be caught if they're in fair territory. But in foul territory, it's deemed a foul ball, which I think it's a great rule. That's how you have to do it. If you hit the C or the D ring, home run.
Peavy unhappy. He's going to go back into the stretch. Here's Mikey Matuk.
Number 27, Mikey Matuk.
Oh for 1, a strikeout victim. With Conger now at first.
outside to Matuk. It's 1 ball and no strikes.
The Rays as a team have hit it to only 26 double plays. I mean, that's the fewest in the American League by a bunch. The next fewest is 41.
Foul back. Matuk got on his front foot.
And it leads, yeah, actually it leads everybody in baseball. It leads the guys in the National Leagues too. So they just don't. And I think a lot of that is because these guys, they're lifting, separating. They got uppercuts.
Peavy to the plate. Swinging a foul. It's now 1-2. Belt with the home run in the top of this inning to tie the game. Peavy has been pitching through traffic the entire game. And the pitch. Popped him up. Belt. In unfriendly territory makes the catch.
Yeah, you don't get a lot of help over there.
If you're going to catch one that hits off one of the rings, probably should catch one that doesn't.
Yeah. Well, this is the area that he had one earlier and he could not handle. He was given an award, or he was given an air for that. He's not going to let that happen again.
Here's Forsythe. 1 for 2. Which is high for a ball. 1-0. Conger does not have a steal. PV about to throw pitch number 70. Swing and a miss.
Good slider. His stuff's been good. And it has not been easy. I mean, he's had to throw a lot of extra pitches. He's pitched through 3 errors. He's pitched through a couple of bloop singles.
Foul back. It's 1-2. Another healthy rip. Peavy with 3 strikeouts. The walk to Conger this inning, the first walk that he's issued. So he's been working hard. On the other hand, Odorizzi hasn't walked anybody. He's only allowed 2 hits. He struck out 5, and the game is tied.
Go figure. That's baseball.
Low, 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes. Belt holding on Conger. He sets at the belt. And the pitch. Swing. Gonna miss. He struck him out, and that'll end the inning. And that's strikeout number 4. It's Father's Day, and wherever you are, dads, we would like to wish you a happy Father's Day. Give your kids a hug, or make them hug you. How about that? Happy Father's Day.
There you go. NorCal Acura Grand Slam giveaway on CSN, and Karen Shoup is our contestant today. She will win an Acura MDX if a Giants player hits a Grand Slam this inning. Go to AcuraNorCalDealers.com for more information on how to enter.
All right, here's Duffy. Duffy takes a ball.
So Karen, we're rooting for you.
Yes, we are. Duffy takes wide again. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Duffy back in the second, hit a pop-up to right field. And here he drives one into center field. On the move is Jennings, and it is off the very top of the wall. And Duffy's got a leadoff double. Loud contact. Thought it had a chance. Fell just a little short.
Well, I think he felt he had a chance. This is just a T-ball location right out of a little play at the belt. And he backspins this thing. I'm figuring he leaves the box thinking, I've got another home run. Good sound, had backspin, had carry. Just about halfway up the wall. So the first time today the Giants have had a leadoff hitter on. And Duffy puts himself in scoring position.
And here's Pagan. Pagan bounced out to Morrison. And he fouls this one back. He does that again, and he'd get Duffy to third. But right now, Pagan's thinking about getting him in. Get him in, get him over. That's the plan.
Duffy has good speed. They do not have great arms in the outfield. Best arm is in right, and it's an average arm with Mikey Matuk. Jennings and Dickerson, center fielder and left fielder, below average arms.
Outside to Pagan.
So on a base hit to the left side of the field or up the middle, you're going to see Roberto Kelly be aggressive.
Out of play. 1-2. On deck is Trevor Brown. At second is Duffy. Very high to Pagan. It's 2-2.
Trevor Brown getting ready. Strikeout situation for Odorizzi, and he's pitching for it right here.
Out of play again, so Pagan putting up a fight.
Van Meulen's on the right. Still trying to get used to these unis. I like them, but I'm not used to them.
I like them too.
They're a one and done deal. Father's Day uni.
Out of play again. Pagan in a good fight, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. And tight, 3-2.
Tried to go front door with the two-seamer, just a bit high at the belt. Good at bat. Good battle. A lot at stake here. Tie score, runner at second. Nobody out.
Pulls it on the ground past Billy Hayes, and it remains 3-2.
Get quick and defend. Protect that strike zone.
High fly ball down the right field line. It gets short over there, and it is foul. Not by much.
And the old left-hander made a play. I think it had home run distance had it stayed on the foul line. So Hank Conger, the catcher for the Rays, out to talk to Odorizzi, and I think he may suggest throwing something off speed here because Pagan's got him locked to the fastball. Next pitch in this at bat will be number 10.
And a base hit into center field. And they're going to hold Duffy. Desmond gets it into the cutoff man, but over the cutoff man's head. And that'll put runners at the corners. Nice at bat.
That's a great at bat. And as hard as he hit it, with Jennings playing in, Roberto Kelly decided not to challenge. So just defend. He got a fastball right at the belt, going right back up the middle with 2 strikes the way you're taught. Billy Hayes looking at the sign given by Roberto Kelly, tapping Pagan on the shoulder, saying, hey.
Brown hit a fly ball to center field in the 3rd. Duffy at 3rd, Pagan at 1st. And it's just a bit wide and high, maybe. It's 1-0. This is where, if you're Bruce Bochy, you're not thinking about 1 run. You're not thinking about just taking the lead.
You're right.
This is where you want to put up at least 2 or 3.
You're thinking crooked number. Rays really open up the right side of the field, and Trevor Brown can put the ball on that side of the field. He's got bat head control.
There's a strike. Brown may have thought it was outside.
There you see the hole on the right side with Morrison, the first baseman, holding on the runner, and they've shifted the infield, anticipating that Brown's going to pull the ball. I mean, that's an open invitation.
I do believe Pagan is also thinking about trying to steal a bag.
Odorizzi's not altogether that quick out of the stretch, but he's got a real good move, and that'll shorten a guy's lead. He's got a good move to first, I should say.
And a pitch out. So you got to have confidence in your pitcher that he can throw strikes to call a 1-1 pitch out.
Well, the best time to go is right after a pitch out if you're going to go.
Pagan goes, and the throw will be late, so stay in the bag. It'll be number 6 for Pagan.
I know a lot of catchers, they don't like to call breaking balls or off-speed stuff after a pitch out because it's such a good running count. We're going to make the stolen base our forward right choice. He gets a good pitch to go on. He gets a breaking ball. Conger does not have a good arm. He didn't throw many people out, and with a slow move out of the stretch like Odorizzi, it's an opportunity, and Udon takes advantage of it. And that's a big 90 feet.
Well, they're taking a look to see if he came off the bag. And they're going to look at it. Will this tick you off or what?
Yeah, this is not good. It's a replay review, and it's presented by Xfinity.
I think he's fine.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to.
And I think this is one of the issues that Major League Baseball had with the replay system about plays like this.
Yeah, I don't think this one's going to get taken back. I think it's going to stand. I think they're going to allow the stolen base. I just don't think it's that obvious. But we wait on pins and needles. This is a huge play. I mean, you think about it, it's a 3-1 count, nobody out, runners in score position at second and third, or all of a sudden there's one out and runner at just third.
Absolutely.
And that thought you were talking about the crooked number, all of a sudden it changes. A lot at stake here. But I could also see why Kevin Cash, the manager for the Rays, would challenge this.
Give it a shot. You never know where it might go. You don't have really much to lose. Well, you have a couple of innings where you can challenge to lose.
Yeah, that's what is at stake here.
And they're going to call him safe. At some point, they're just going to come to us.
I don't know.
No, you think we're not biased enough?
Hey, 2 minutes and 14 seconds just got taken away from us.
Did you realize there's a basketball game tonight that we're trying to watch? 3-1 to Brown. Brown with a little pop-up out of play. It's 3-2.
Well, Odorizzi is pretty much staying on that outside corner with the cut. No question what he's pitching for here. And he really does have an open base, so he can stay on a corner and try and strike out Brown.
Brown, a little flare to right. Who's going to get there? It's going to be Morrison.
That's a good play.
And that is a good play.
I mean, that is directly over the shoulder.
Is that foul territory?
Yeah, I think it was. I don't know if this thing would have come down. It would have been fair. Maybe wrong. Could have been on the line. But, I mean, this is such a tough play because of the angle. He had to go back on it. No, it would have been foul.
Well, he also has to turn around and make a good, strong throw. He did. However, Duffy was not tagging up. And you're kind of between a rock and a hard place on what to do at third. So Gregor Blanco's going to hit.
Ray's going to play the infield in. Is that hard to do on turf? Harder than normal grass?
Yeah, it is. Absolutely. It'll just jump right on you.
artificial turf.
Low, Conger with a block, 1 ball and no strikes.
But the dirt in the infield is just like every other infield in the league. And I went out there and looked to see the seam between the artificial turf and the dirt, and it looked good. It didn't look like it was anything that was going to come up on you.
Two and 0. A base is open. Odorizzi looking in. Foul back. Blanco had a good rip. So there was your challenge. Fastball at 92, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike.
And he went on the inside corner too. I mean, that was a perfect pitch.
On the ground to foul. So now Odorizzi in a spot where he can go for the strikeout.
And he is digging deep in the pitch count. Next one will be number 90 for Odorizzi. Elevator at 93. 90 pitches. Usually you want to be 75 or less at the end of the 5th inning. Give you an idea of how far over the norm he is. And right now he's not thinking about that. Next pitch will be number 25 in this inning. Giants have done a good job of getting pitches out of him.
Out of play. Well, this is the 1 inning where he's added to his fastball.
Well, he's reaching back now.
Two and 2.
Ooh, and that's a pitcher strike. He goes on the outside corner at the knees. An example of the wider strike zone today from Paul Nauert. And it cost Gregor Blanco, but what an effort there from Odorizzi. 2-seamer.
Yeah, that's not a strike.
So strikeout number 6, and it's the biggest strikeout of the game for Odorizzi.
Here's Span. Span is 0 for 2. And he takes high, 1 ball and no strikes. Span has struck out twice. One ball and 1 strike.
Changeup. He did not see that. Way out front.
Panic would hit if Span reaches here in the 5th. Foul back. It's 1 and 2. One and 2 to Span.
2-2.
Gamesmanship there by Hank Conger, the catcher. He's patting the ground. You don't normally do that to a pitcher unless you want him to throw a breaking ball in the dirt. So he did that with the idea that maybe Pagan at second would relay that a breaking ball was coming. And what they throw? They threw a fastball.
Foul off the backstop.
See a catcher give a high target, you're basically saying a fastball is coming. You don't give a high target with a breaking ball. And likewise, when you pat the ground saying I want that ball in the dirt, normally you're saying I want a curveball, I want a breaking ball. We'll never have signaled they have a fastball thrown in the dirt. Well, he sort of did that to Deke, hoping that it would get relayed from Pagan.
Two pitch. Got him, and that'll end the inning. Odorizzi does a great job getting out of trouble. Bottom of the fifth coming up.
Of the San Francisco Giants. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of San Francisco Baseball Associates, LLC.
1-1, all tied up. We're heading to the bottom of the fifth inning as Brad Miller sets to take his at-bats against Jake Peavy. Miller has been a very tough out for the Giants in this series. 1 for 2 today.
And he lifts a pop-up foul and out of play. Giants had a very disappointing fifth inning in the game yesterday where they had the bases loaded. And, they did score a run only because Panic got hit in the head, but that's all they could get. And very disappointing fifth inning today. Miller takes low. Someone said with runners in scoring position, you can't leave it up to the umpire. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Well, I think it's well said. It's not going to make Gregor Blanco feel any better. And I do think he had the bat taken out of his hand. But you don't get a lot of sympathy from a hitting coach. He'll simply say you have to protect. Expand your strike zone, all those things. Don't make you feel any better. Two and 2 on the foul ball. talk about the series that Miller's had. 4 hits, 2 home runs, a double. 1 home run, an opposite field, left center field gap home run. Ruined what would have been a shutout for Jeff Samardzija in game 1 of the series. That was an impressive swing of the bat. Came with 2 outs at the bottom of the 9th.
Peavy's got an idea what he wants to throw. He's just waiting for Brown to put down the right number.
Close with that sinker on the outside part of the plate. I think Blanco's out in right field going, hey, that was a strike on me.
Got him. Did not take a little bit out of his swing, and here's Longoria.
So he goes to a little cutter on a 3-2 pitch. He gets the swing through strikeout. That's strikeout number 5 for Peavy. It didn't look like he shortened up a whole lot in that swing.
Did not. Longoria takes a strike. He singled in the 3rd. A little blooper to right for a base hit. And it's 0-2. Longoria had to be guessing.
He was not looking fastball away, no doubt.
On a plate on the right field line, and that's off the facing of the second deck. It stays at no balls and 2 strikes. Logan Morrison is on deck. We're in the 5th. Got him.
His breaking balls have been fantastic. The slider, the curveball, both working for him. And that was 0-2 perfection.
Here's Morrison. He's popped out and struck out. Peavy's got 6 strikeouts. This is number 6.
Just late, perfectly placed off the plate. And Longoria, I mean, he closed up. He was thinking away. Still couldn't get it.
Anthony's, and it's 0-1. Peavy with 84 pitches. And a bit inside to even the count. 8 hits in the game, 4 for each side. Only 1 home run, and that was off the bat of Brandon Belt in the 4th to tie the game.
Peavy's got Albert Suarez's glove.
I like that.
Usually it's the other way around, where a veteran will give a rookie his glove. Peavy in his 14th year, Suarez a rookie. That could only mean one thing. He forgot his glove.
No, I'm saying it's. He used it at some point and then became superstitious.
Or he gave it away. I mean, Peavy, he'll do that.
And this pop-up is going to be over by the Giants dugout and about 4 rows back.
Peavy's definitely the kind of guy that you walk by a kid that didn't have a glove. If he had a gamer that he used for 11 years, he'd give it to him.
He probably would.
He would give you the shirt off his back.
Could have traded it in for a guitar.
Yeah.
Two and two. That's where Brown wanted it. It was not close to being a strike. Dodgers and Brewers later on. Garza against Maeda. Brewers have played him tough. It's a 4-game series. The Brewers beat him in game 1. This has popped up. By the way, Justin Turner has come alive, hasn't he?
Oh my goodness. Hottest guy in the league.
He is swinging it right now. Panic Belt Posey coming up. Tie game.
The Giants take on the Pirates, first of 4. It'll be tomorrow at 4 p.m. Pre-game live at 3:30. You'll see it right here on CSN Bay Area. Plus, complete pre- and post-game coverage with Alex Pavlovich, Giants Insider. You'll see it on CSNBayArea.com. The home of authentic Giants fans is right here, CSN.
Here's Panic. Panic is bounced out and flied out. And he takes a strike at the knees. Belt to follow.
Pitches for Odorizzi.
Hit to left. It'll be Dickerson moving back. This was the home run that tied the game off the bat of Brandon Belt in the 4th.
Just quick, explosive. Over 400 feet down the line of right field. It's the back wall. It's a big boy home run.
His 10th of the year. He's always been a very streaky home run hitter. And he dribbles this one foul, and it's 0-1. Hit a check swing base hit in the 1st inning.
Activity in the Rays pen. It's Matt Andriese, the right-hander.
Swing and a miss.
The pitch count starting to work against Odorizzi. There's Andriese.
High to Belt. Buster Posey to follow. Odorizzi's got 7 strikeouts and he has not issued a walk. And Belt takes high again. It's 3-2. Here's the payoff to Belt. Got him. And that'll bring up Buster Posey.
You give up a home run to a guy, it does make you feel a little better when you face him in the next at bat and strike him out. And a good fastball. 107 pitches into his outing.
Odorizzi's gotten Buster Posey twice swinging, and it's 1 ball and no strikes. It's a 1-1 game here in the 6th. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Cutter had him out front reaching. Paints him with 93. Interesting to get Buster's takes after this game. He's DH'd the last 2 days. Yesterday he had a couple hits. Today still looking for his first one.
Hit on the ground to short where Miller charges. And that'll end the inning. Bottom of the 6th coming up. It remains 1-1.
Is brought to you by Toyota, the full-line automaker with the longest-lasting vehicles in America. Toyota, let's go places. And by Xfinity. X1 from Xfinity will change the way you experience TV.
A look at Clearwater Beach. Reminder, fans, the 2016 MLB All-Star Game ballot is here. You can head to sfgiants.com/vote to choose your All-Star Game worthy Giants and send them to the MLB All-Star Game on July 12th in San Diego. Vote today, vote tomorrow. Vote at sfgiants.com/vote.
Here's Steve Pearce. And he looks at a strike from Peavy. Pearce has popped out and struck out. Peavy's got 6 strikeouts. Odorizzi's got 8. Swing! Gonna miss. Nothing in 2. Not afraid to throw it now.
He's throwing great today. Really has had nice command with everything he's featured.
Got him. Pierce isn't buying it. He's not going to want to leave.
Yeah, you're right. He does not look enthusiastic. All right, did he go? Yeah. 50-50. It's out there in the gray area.
Wayne Stats and Brian Anderson thinking no chance that he'd go.
Broadcasters for the Rays.
Here's Corey Dickerson. I don't know who yelled, if it was Peavy or Dickerson.
Well, I think it was Peavy. Trying to jam him, and he almost singes his armpit hair. Some guys, they just do that. Like Peavy, I mean, not every time, but he's a grunter. Nolan Ryan, he was a grunter.
He'd be great in tennis. Jimmy Connors used to grunt, didn't he?
Yeah, every swing.
Little pop-up out of play. It's 1-2.
Some guys do when they swing. Great when you have a pitcher doing it and a hitter doing it. You can tell how hard a guy's throwing.
Pitch. Crawford. Felt. And here's Jennings.
You know, one thing you never hear though is a knuckleball guy that grunts.
No, you hear hitters grunt when they try to swing at a knuckleball.
Yeah.
Grunt or cuss, I'm not sure what it is.
Well, kind of both.
Speaking of knuckleballers, I saw a note in the paper, and I did not see him, that former Giant Lance Niekro was at the park yesterday. His father, of course, the late Joe Niekro, who threw a knuckleball, like Lance's uncle, Phil, who went to the Hall of Fame throwing a knuckleball.
Well, Lance was a former second-round pick by the Giants, and he was originally drafted as a first baseman, but when got kind of close to the end of his career and he wasn't hitting, he decided to try and be a knuckleballer himself.
Well, kind of runs in the family, right?
Yeah. When you hear Niekro, I think knuckleball.
Well, Joe didn't start out like that.
Get out of here.
Fouled out of play.
I don't know how anybody ever hit a knuckleball. How'd you do against knuckleballs?
I didn't fare well until I figured out, and I used a light bat, but I found one even lighter, and then I did okay. It was like 29 ounces.
It's like a wiffle ball bat. Although you see a lot of guys doing that now. 29, 30 ounces.
It's high and foul and out of play.
What you don't see very much anymore is 35 ounce or above. I mean, 33 ounces by today's standard, that's a heavy bat. Kevin Mitchell, 40.
Got him. 8 strikeouts through 6. A 1-1 ball game.
Now for our Toyota game summary, it's brought to you by your local Toyota dealer. We're going to compare the starting pitchers today, see if they have anything in common. Well, both went 6 innings, both gave 4 hits, both gave up an earned run, both struck out 8. Peavy walked 1, and Odorizzi 111 pitches through 6. Peavy 102. It was just a great head-to-head matchup. Good old-fashioned duel. 1-1 tie, top of the 7th inning, and that is our Toyota game summary.
When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change, tune-up, and repair experts.
So Matt Andriese, who is a former starter, coming in now. He's 6-0 with a 2.66 ERA. Really good numbers. Andriese, low to mid-90s with the fastball, curveball, slider, changeup. He'll throw them all. And right out of bed, comes at him with a cutter. Andriese from Redlands, California, signed out of UC Riverside. And Andriese, it's just about a year's time at the big league level.
Outside for a ball. There's Derek Law getting loose. Hardy. He's throwing hard. It's 1-2. Crawford has popped out and he's lined out to left. We're in the 7th. Foul back. Crawford catch up to that fastball.
The way Derek Law is warming up, you have to believe that Jake Peavy, with over 100 pitches now, is done for the day. So if he's going to get a win, the Giants are going to have to score some runs right now, and I can guarantee it's been said the Giants dugout, as well as Peavy has thrown today, and it definitely impressed his teammates. And somebody will say, let's get him some runs here.
Crawford, a little pop-up behind short. Miller's going out, still going out, and he'll make the catch. Running away from the infield.
I have a new appreciation for pop-ups that get caught in this ballpark.
Absolutely.
Having watched it for the last 3 days, nothing's easy.
Here's Duffy. Duffy hit one halfway up the fence in center field for a double in the 5th. He's 1 for 2. That's the good news. The bad news is he was at third with nobody out, and the Giants failed to score. Sharply up the middle and a base hit for Duffy. And that'll bring up Pagan. Second hit for Duffy. And the 5th hit in the game for the Giants.
Left fielder Angel Pagan.
It's got to feel pretty good for Duffy. There was a guy right by the Giants on deck circle that was ragging him.
So here's Pagan. Pagan, when Duffy was on second in the 5th inning with nobody out, he singled up the middle, but hit it a little too hard to allow Duffy to score. Conger is going to go out and have a talk with Andries.
Conversation never stops in the dugout. It's all about hitting, all about what they're seeing, all about the adjustments they're making, what their plan should be. When a new pitcher comes in, the most important person on that bench becomes the hitting instructor, Bam Hughes, who's going over what this guy has. They want to know what the movement on his fastball is, what breaking balls he has, what he'll throw when he's ahead in the count, what he'll throw when he's behind in the count.
Pagan takes low and in. 1 ball and no strikes.
Base stealer is 7 for 7. And he has a balk move where he'll bend that left knee, give you a look that he's going to go home and then come to first. That's his best defense against the base stealer. And Hank Conger does not throw well. That was the balk move right there.
One and 0 to Angel Pagan with Duffy at first. We're in the 7th. Nope, they're going to call that a little high. It's 2-0. Quick toss. Duffy back. Conger again a conversation. The hats are really the same for both teams, correct?
Yeah, I think it's all the way around Major League Baseball today as they honor dads on Father's Day, as are the uniforms.
Two and 0 to Pagan. Pagan pops it up. 2 outs. Pagan disappointed, as you could imagine, with a 2-0 pitch. So now here's Trevor Brown. Brown has flied out and popped out, and now you might see Duffy take off. Duffy has 8 steals this year.
That's a block.
And there's a block. Good call.
Well, you've got to come to a stop. He tried to quick pitch. And there was like 4 umpires at the same time called that one.
Well, 4 umpires and a broadcaster.
I mean, he never comes set.
Looks like he was playing catch.
That's exactly what it looked like.
That's a head spasm.
That sounded like the Backstreet Boys there. It was four-part harmony.
Well, now you got a runner in scoring position. See if you can make it hurt. No balls in one strike.
It just never comes set. I mean, it's just a quick pitch, really, but I mean, complete violation and easy to see.
A 1-1 to Brown. 0-2 to Brown.
That's some absolute paint right there with a tight little cutter. Cannot go up there and put it in a better place than that.
One and two. Brown waiting. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Up he goes. Bronzy ball slowly hit. It's going to be Forsythe who makes the throw, and they got him, and that'll end the inning. It remains 1-1. The 7th inning. It's Father's Day, and today let's listen to Matt Duffy and Joe Pennick talk about their dads, and it's brought to you by Wendy's.
I struggle on Father's Day. I don't know why. I don't know why. I'm sorry, Dad. I don't know. I always want to do something cool for my dad. I had a walk-off on Mother's Day last year, and I think I struck out like 3 times on Father's Day, so maybe I just have to get it out of my mind. I don't know, but my dad's always been there. He's been the one that really pushed me as a kid in a good way, not to the point where I couldn't stand baseball by any means. The way he went about kind of guiding me and pushing me in life, I think was really special.
He's my best hitting coach. He knows my swing, and anything I ever needed in the game of baseball, if I ever had any issues, I'd always go to him, and he'd always be there for me and answering questions, whether it be 2 o'clock in the morning. After a game on the West Coast, he's up, every game, listening, watching, and like I said, if there's a bad game, good game, he's always texting me, picking my spirits up or patting me on the back. And so same thing on Father's Day. You're always thinking about everything that he's meant to me, and you always want to do something special for him.
So Matt Duffy and Joe Panik on their dads. Very nice. A 1-1 ball game here in the bottom of the 7th. When it's time for a change, think Speedy. Oil change and auto service, your oil change tune-up and repair experts. And the new pitcher is Derek Law. So Law will come out of the bullpen. You see his numbers. He's got 4 walks in 22 1/3 innings.
Yeah, and 20 strikeouts. It gives you an idea how good his stuff is, and it's good. I mean, lately he's been using his fastball more, which I think is going to be a big key for him. At times when you have really good breaking stuff, swing and miss type breaking stuff like he has, you tend to forget a fastball, but he's got a good fastball. Connor Gillespie comes in. He's at third base.
Here's Hank Conger, and he rolls the first pitch foul. It's 1-1 here in the 7th. Rays are trying to win a game in this series. Giants are trying for the sweep. Pitch is a bit high. The Giants on the road are 21-13. The Rays at home are 15-19. Here's the 1-1, and it will not happen. On deck is Mikey Matuk. Outside and high, 2 balls and 1 strike. Miss. Conger trying to untie it. It's 2-2.
How about Derek Law using the Johnny Cueto quick pitch?
Hey, by September they're all going to be doing it.
Well, why wouldn't you? See how effective Cueto is, just upsetting the timing. And you don't have to necessarily rely on changing speeds with your pitches if you can change timing of your delivery. If it upsets the timing of the hitter, use it.
Down the other way and out of play. By the way, Connor Gillespie is now at third. However, he's not playing third at this particular moment. He's playing the second baseman position. Here he is, right there to the right of the bag. So that would be a double switch. Outside, 3-2. Although pretty hard to have a double switch when the pitcher's not hitting, so you might start to think now that something's wrong with Duffy.
I'm texting Matt Chisholm as we speak.
Swing and a miss. He got him on the 3-2 pitch.
Good cutter. Giants head of the PR department, Matt Chisholm, here on this road trip, and he'll find out what happened to Matt Duffy. Meanwhile, perfection in the 3-2 count, and he gets his first strikeout. Nice pitch from Derek Law.
Here's Matuk. Chop foul. 7th inning. Cedeno in the bullpen. Xavier Cedeno. Giants will have 3, make it 4 left-handed hitters coming up. Foul back. Although that hasn't really kept Bruce Bochy from not starting left-handed hitters against starting left-handed pitching. What do you have? 5 lefties in the game yesterday in the lineup.
Yeah.
And a lot of it is out of necessity, but still he's pretty comfortable with it. Low, 1-2. Popped him up. And Montek way out in front. It'll be Crawford underneath it. 2 outs.
Well, we're holding a fundraiser benefiting our troops during the July 4th through 6 games. Your fundraising package will include an American flag and a Giants hat, plus a ticket to see the Giants take on the Rockies. And $5 from each package will benefit Operation Care and Comfort to aid in their ongoing mission to support troops, veterans, and their families. Go to sfgiants.com/special events and check it out.
Forsythe takes high. 1 ball and no strikes. Forsythe with a base hit in the first. He scored. Reached on a Crawford error in the second. Then he struck out in the fourth. Peavy, by the way, struck out 8 in 6 innings.
He was fantastic.
And he got stronger from the 4th inning on. There's a strike.
You know, and you think about all the extra throws he had to make in the first couple of innings when he was throwing through 3 errors, which he did, but it cost him probably another inning on an outing. And he had to leave the game after 6 because of the pitch count. But he was outstanding today.
One of the errors, by the way, self-inflicted. One and 2.
Another quick pitch, didn't miss by much. I don't think hitters appreciate the quick pitch. I just don't.
Tapped. Foul. Well, guess what? It's here to stay.
Yeah, it is.
Like it or not. Tap foul, so Logan Forsythe stays alive. As Derek Love threw him a breaking ball. Hit to right field. Blanco's got to try to cut it off. He will, and because of that, he holds Forsythe to a single. Nice job.
That was a nice job, because that really, if you don't play it well, you're going to put a guy in score position with 2 outs. But really a nice at bat from Forsythe. That was not a hanger. That was a pretty good breaking ball down and away. He just goes down and gets it, goes the opposite gap.
90 feet are so precious, especially from the 7th inning and on. Miller is 1 for 3. He strokes one out into left field for Pagan, and that'll end the inning. We'll head to the 8th inning, and for the Giants, 3 lefties scheduled to hit. It's 1-1.
Wireless. You come to Tropicana Field, and the mascot for the Rays is Raymond and his family. It is Father's Day. There's the whole clan right there.
Yeah, he brought them all out, huh?
Yeah.
Minnie, number 1. We got a new pitcher, and it's time for a change. Thanks, PD Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and repair experts.
Xavier Cedeno coming in now. We saw him earlier in this series. 28th time he's come in. The setup guy, one of them, 24 strikeouts against 8 walks and 23 in the third. He's got good stuff. Throws a lot of cutters.
On the ground and a base hit for Gregor Blanco. Under the glove of Forsythe. So that's how the 8th inning gets started.
Well, not only a leadoff hitter, but a leadoff hitter can steal a base.
Denard Span. He will step up. He's 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. Span is 1 for 13 in this series with 6 strikeouts. And it's low. 1 ball and no strikes.
Well, that's probably why you might see the sacrifice. If a guy scuffle a little bit, not seeing the ball well, you get a leadoff hitter on. Gives Bochy the option of giving up and out to try and move a runner in score position.
Blanco back. Blanco's got 3 steals. Probably not going to go here. If you're going to have Span bunting.
Throw over called by Kevin Cash, the skipper of the Rays, wanted to see if Denard Span was going to bunt. Boy, he showed his hand early. Yes, he was.
So Span bunts it to the backstop. Strickland getting loose. Blanco with good speed. Forsythe and Miller at double play depth.
Tyler Sturdivant, the right-hander, getting heated up now for the Rays.
He would be getting up for Buster Posey. Big bunt. So Longoria throws out Span. And here's Panic. So nice job by Denard Span.
Number 12, Joe M.
So Panic, the hero last night, trying to give the Giants the lead. And a base hit to right field. Here comes Blanco. Panic does it again. The Giants take the lead.
And he went up there looking for one pitch and got it.
No Panic.
Number 9, Brandon.
For a guy that throws a lot of cutters like Cedeno, he's also got a curveball. He's going to start off the at-bat with a get-it-in breaking ball, and then he's going to start shaving corners. And Panic was going to be ready for that first cutter that he saw. Right in the middle of the plate. Perfect swing. And no play for the Rays in the outfield, and an easy score for Blanco, who read base hit immediately.
And Belt takes low. Belt, an infield hit, a home run, and a strikeout. 2 for 3. The "Let's Go Giants" chant is not being taken well here at the Trop.
Oh, it's not. That is the reason that the folks here are booing. They're trying to drown out the "Let's Go Giants" chant.
Well, I might add it is working, but it's not going to stop Giants fans.
No. They travel well.
Start it up again pretty soon just to tick everybody off.
I think they do. And yes, every Giant fan in attendance here, and there's a lot, they all know each other.
3-0 to Brandon Belt. Belt taking all the way. It's 3-1. And the walk.
And that's a mistake. A mistake because now they just walked a runner into scoring position.
And it's going to get Cedeno out of the game. So Kevin Cash coming out, Sturdivant coming in. Giants have taken the lead, and we'll be back.
It's live on CSNBayArea.com. You can log on each week as insider Alex Pavlovich will talk baseball. It's also available on iTunes. New pitcher now for Tampa Bay will be Tyler Sturdivant, the right-hander. Sturdivant, 30 years old, and he's a rookie. It's the 11th game that he's been in. 12 innings pitched, 14 base runners allowed. That's good. 9 strikeouts, 3-to-1 strikeout walk ratio. That's good. Comes at you with the basic 4 pitches: a low to mid-90s fastball with 2 types of movement, curveball, slider, and a changeup.
Facing Buster Posey, who's 0 for 3. And a strike, and it's 0-1. With Crawford on deck, no lefties up in the Rays bullpen. Panic at second, Belt at first. Swinging a shot into right field, a base hit. That's going to score panic. Belt to third, and the Giants add another one here in the 8th.
Boy, just a high mistake from Sturdivant. And Posey has got a good swing going, especially on mistakes. Keeps the top hand above it, takes it right to right center. That's the pitch that, if he was swinging at it earlier in the year, he was underneath it. When he really found his swing about 2 weeks ago, mistakes up, he was just smothering him.
Crawford steps up. Seems to do his best work from the 7th inning and on. And he's got a shot here. Belt at third, Posey at first. And it's outside, 1-0. Connor Gillespie is on deck.
The Rays bullpen's quiet. It's Sturdivant. This is his inning.
Tap foul. Crawford with a healthy rip, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike.
Crawford looking for a mistake up, something he can get in the outfield deep enough to score the runner from third.
A good rip, 1-2.
No cutter, and it was up.
Giants have scored 2 here in the 8th. They take a 3-1 lead. Low, 2-2. Pittsburgh tomorrow night. You ready for Pittsburgh?
You know I am.
You've been going to Pittsburgh a lot of years.
A long time. First time I was there as a ball player was 1976. And it has changed a whole bunch.
Good time.
Yep.
Two pitch. Crawford takes outside, 3-2.
That was a shot to go out of the strikes. I mean, I guess you could say he has an open base here with 1 out.
In that 4-game series, the only starter that won't start in that series is the guy that started today, Jake Peavy.
Peavy will open it up Friday night when the Giants get back home against the Phillies.
Posey goes, swinging a pop-up. Conger over, and Conger is going to make the catch.
Nice play.
That was a nice play.
He didn't have a lot of time to get over there.
Crawford was wishing and a hoping on that one.
So a 3-2 cutter. He gets underneath it. And let's take a look at Conger. First of all, you got to find it. That in itself is not easy. Now you're coming over to a quick look to the on-deck circle to see if you're going to be stepping on rosin bags and donuts and pine tar rags.
You notice the one thing that Bruce Bochy didn't do is do the A-Rod and say, I got it, I got it, I got it.
Yeah. How'd that work out for A-Rod?
Well, I think it worked where the third baseman let it fall, but the aftermath of that didn't work so well.
No. It did wonders to tarnish his image, certainly amongst the players in the game. A couple of starters right there. Samardzija on the left, Bumgarner on the right.
Bumgarner Monday, Samardzija Wednesday. Here's Gillespie. We still have not received word about Duffy. Duffy came out of the game unexpectedly, and we're just trying to figure out why. I had him leaving on a double switch, which was really smart when pitchers don't hit in American League Park.
Hey, it's your birthday. You can say whatever you want. Right now, Connor Gillespie needs some love. He's got an 0 for 24 going, and folks, it is a hard 0 for 24. He has had the worst luck of anybody in this Giants team.
He's had a little bit of a hangdog too, and when you're a bench player, it's easy to get like that because you just don't know when your opportunities are going to come to straighten it out.
He's just looking for a hole.
Out of play. 1 ball and 1 strike.
You know, and you hear it, I mean, there's really not a lot you can say. He knows what's going to be said. Hang with him. Trust the process. Hits are coming. It evens out. He hears it from everybody. What he needs to hear is base hit. And if you can do it now, there's an RBI on it.
Into right center field, and he does it now. This is going to bounce high off the wall. Buster Posey's going to score from first, and Connor Gillespie says, "Thank you very much. I needed that."
Yes, he did.
And the Giants have broken it open here in the 8th.
Do you think that he's thinking it's all going to even out?
He knows it's not going to even out.
Well, he goes down, gets a pretty good pitch. Two-seamer on the outside corner at the knees. They had played him over towards the left center field gap. You can see the center fielder, Jennings, exposes the right center field gap, and he splits the defense. Beautiful.
And the only thing you worry here is that it's going to bounce over the wall, which then would keep Buster Posey at third. It did not. Here's Pagan. Pagan takes a strike, and it's 0-1. So the Giants drop a 4 spot here in the 8th. Four hits and a walk. And Pagan takes a strike. Angel Pagan is 1 for 3. On the ground, it'll be Logan Morrison, and that's going to end the inning. Giants take the lead. They score 4 times. It's 5-1.
By Honda, Jake Peavy is that man today. And why was that? Well, he locked horns with Jake Odorizzi. It was the battle of the two Jakes, and they went toe-to-toe, 6 strong, 4 hits allowed, 1 earned run, 1 walk, 8 strikeouts for Peavy. And he was fantastic. He is our player of the game, brought to you by Honda.
When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and repair experts.
32nd game now for Hunter Strickland, 3-0 with a 3.28 ERA, 24 strikeouts in 24 innings. Mid to high 90s with a fastball, slider, split.
Strickland first pitch to the backstop. Longoria with a base hit in the 3rd. He has 1 hit in 3 at bats, and he pulls this one foul. I'll tell you what, you don't see a lot of guys that just are really good at pulling the ball, and he can pull the ball.
He can pull the ball.
I mean, we're in the age of, trying to get guys to hit the ball up the middle, go the other way. I don't think this guy does that. I think he's capable of doing it, but I think he looks middle in and he tries to jerk it. We don't get to see him much. We don't get to see a lot of the guys at all in the American League East or the Central. We see the A's every year, but he's pretty impressive, I got to tell you.
Yeah, he's got big time bat speed, and it's not like an overswing either. Strong hands.
This time he pops it up. It's going to be Joe Panik, and you what you do there is you trip over the bag. That's what you're worried about.
Peavy needed some good defense in the 1st inning. He gets it. And this is a play from Joe Panik. It was anything but easy. And nobody saw it but Panik. And he had to go a long way for it. There was a runner at 3rd base when this happened. This was an inning where there was a couple of knocks and a couple of errors. There's a hit batsman, and yet Peavy managed to minimize the damage. And that play was a big part of it.
It was about to go sideways. Here's Morrison. He, by the way, made a nice play on a pop-up, doing the same thing.
Oh, yeah, real nice play going down the 1st base line. We didn't really feel that strongly about pop-ups being that big a deal, but here they're a big deal.
Here and Candlestick. Morrison hit by a pitch in the 1st, 0 for 2. Tapped to Belt. Strickland's got to get over. And he does. This is what I was talking about, Mike. Watch Panik. He has an idea that he's near the bag, but this is where you can really look bad and make the highlights where you trip over the bag and miss the pop-up.
I don't know how he missed it.
And then you're on every scoreboard for about the next 15 years when they show the bloopers.
We watched some today from 1975. So 15 years, if it's really a good blooper, you're in there for life.
Steve Pearce is 0 for 3. Peavy struck him out twice. And the Rays are not going to have to worry too much about Strickland and what he's going to throw. It's going to be hard stuff, one way or the other. Like that at 97, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike.
He does not lack for stuff.
Who's that lefty that you like?
They got a bunch of good arms in their pen.
Ramirez. Hit out to Blanco. And Strickland with a nice 8th. 9th inning coming up. Giants on top, 5-1. Last game of the year is tonight. Warriors Playoff Central. It's Game 7. Coverage is going to begin at 3:30 on CSN Bay Area. Check out Greg Papa and his group. CSN all year has been home of the authentic Warriors fan. It's CSN. There's Andy Romero.
25th time he's come into a game. 23 strikeouts in 23 innings. Impressive arm. I mean, big arm. Mid to high 90s with the fastball. And a hard cutter. Hard slider.
And Brown skies the first one to left. It'll be Dickerson who will put it away. Well, I've got a brother in the truck. And yours truly would like to wish my dad a happy Father's Day. Watching in Wisconsin.
Number 7,
91.
Blanco.
Likely maybe asleep on the couch. And he does that when there's a decent lead. But Dad, if you're listening, happy Father's Day. You've been a good one for a long time. Here's Blanco. Blanco let everything off in the 8th. 1 ball and no strikes. Blanco 1 for 3. Pitches inside, 2 balls and no strikes. Span in the bullpen court or on deck. Guerin and the lefty. The Giants, it's Oker. I don't think Craig's too excited about this at bat.
Well, I think Eddie Ramirez.
There's the strike. It's 3-1.
Eddie Romero is. I don't think he's a comfortable at bat. As hard as he throws. Plus, he's just got the look that, you know, he just might throw it behind you and not even care.
He might. And Blanco takes the walk. It almost looked like that's exactly what Blanco was trying to do. And here's Span.
Center fielder Denard Span.
Panic to follow. Inside to Span. And it's a ball, 1-0. Span had a sacrifice bunt in the 8th. It was important. Put Blanco on second, and then Panic got the big hit. Again. Right now, Romero is going to get a visit from Conger. $17,361 were in attendance. Shrunken a little bit here at the Trop. Look out, it's 3-0.
Kind of get the feeling like you're playing dodgeball if you're taking it at bat right now from the left side off of Romero.
Especially when it's really quiet. There's a strike. Giants who head to Pittsburgh. The Rays head to Cleveland. Brian Anderson, as we mentioned earlier, the color analyst for this Rays broadcast team, was telling us that, yeah, we might get in there. And he's from Cleveland for the big celebration. We were like, whoa, yeah. Wait a minute, big fella.
What are you talking about?
Whoa. You know something we don't know? But it's a good dude, Brian Anderson.
There's a lot of Bay Area people that are living in Cleveland that are planning on celebrating.
That's true.
That's what I told them.
I hadn't looked at it that way, but that's a good call.
Second baseman Joe Panic.
So here's Panic. Joe Panic. 1 for 4, the big hit to knock in the lead run in the 8th. Here he takes a strike at the knees. 2 walks here in the 9th. Still Guerin and Okert in the Giants bullpen. Swing and a miss, 1-2.
But it is odd this time of the game when the guy's having some problems with some control. Look down there in the bullpen and see there's nobody down there in the Rays pen.
Panic, a little pop-up. Giving chases Longoria, and it's going to be out of reach. Still no word on Matt Duffy. If you just joined us, Duffy left the game. I'm not exactly sure what inning. It was probably around the 6th.
Yeah, 7th inning.
7th inning.
Had a base hit.
On the ground, could be 2. That's 1. That's 2. And that'll end the inning. So the double play ends it. And now we'll go to the bottom of the 9th, 5-1 Giants.
want to wish a happy Father's Day to all you pops out there. And kids, you get a chance, go give the old man a hug. It means a whole lot on Father's Day. 5-1 Giants. We're in the bottom of the 9th inning. The Giants have a new pitcher. And when it's time for a change, the Expedia Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change, tune-up, and repair experts. It's going to be Stephen Okert coming in. Okert came in last night, threw one pitch, got one of the biggest outs in the ball game. And the bases loaded. He got a fly out that ended the inning for the Rays. He is here really replacing Santiago Casilla, who's not been with the team all weekend due to paternity leave. He'll join the team back tomorrow. And Okert may find his way back in Sacramento. We don't know. We'll find out. This is what he has done this year in Sacramento. He's having a good year. Low to mid-90s fastballs, curveball, slider. Good stuff.
You think one hitter or more?
Maybe just the one.
Called strike.
Got Corey Guerin, the right-hander, in the pen. He continues to throw. So with Dickerson, the only left-hander, he may face Okert and then flip it over to Guerin.
Dickerson is 0 for 3. He's watched his average now dip under 200. And he takes high at 94. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. Leaps, he can't get it. Span does cut it off, and Dickerson's going to stop at first with a leadoff single. And here comes Bruce Bochy. So Okert out, Corey Guerin is coming in. Dickerson opens up the 9th with a base hit, and we'll be back. In the 9th with nobody out, a runner at first, and Corey Guerin is going to try to get the last 3 outs in this game, and that's what he did in the game yesterday.
32nd time that he's come in. He's having a good year. 2-0 with a couple of saves, 2.45 ERA. Ground ball specialist, really best guy out of the Giants pen to get that ground ball. He's a low 3/4, high sidearm delivery with big velocity. He also has a curveball, or a slider rather, and a changeup.
Jennings is 1 for 3. And he shoots one to left for a base hit. So the Rays not wasted any time.
And that'll bring up Conger.
This is a team that hits a lot of home runs, and they think home run.
Number 24, the catcher, Hank Conger.
Conger is 0 for 1. And he will swing for it. And there's a pitch outside for a ball, 1-0. At second is Dickerson. At first is Jennings. On the ground. Guerin's got it. He's going to go to third. They get one there, and then wisely Belt keeps that ball from going down the right field line. They do get an out, but for whatever reason Guerin went to third.
Well, it completely surprised Connor Gillespie. I think Gillespie made a nice play to get that out. The play should have gone to second base. I mean, the 4-run lead here, you're thinking, I got a chance to get a double play. You flip this thing to Crawford and you're going to get a deuce. That was the play we're talking about. There was zero speed with Conger going down the line, so with Crawford it would have been an easy opportunity to get the pair. But Guerin thinking lead bag opted to go to third, and really, I mean, it could have been disaster, but they did get it out.
Here's Decker, Jeff Decker, who started the first two games. Went 0 for 3 on Friday and 0 for 4 in the game last night. Brown set up to the outer half of the plate, and it's wide for a ball, 1-0. Osich is starting to throw. The pitch and a strike to Decker. Well, just because a guy comes off the bench doesn't mean that his style is any different than what the style is in the lineup, and that's to swing for the big fly. A 1-2.
Some 93-mile-an-hour paint right there with moving away from Decker. Now, if you're Guerin, I mean, you could just stretch it out a little bit wider. 2 strikes, Decker's got to cover it. He knows there's a corner on that strike zone, and now he's got to protect.
Just outside, close, 2-2.
That's a great pitch. You got to have some guts to take that one if you're Decker. Just go out a little bit wider and hope he follows. Now you can go front door sink, established. Away is established. But Decker's pretty quick middle in. That's where his power is.
Foul back. It's 2-2. Osich really just playing catch.
Just keeping it loose.
Got him.
Good hard slider down and in. And gets the swing through strikeout.
The second baseman, number 11, Logan Forsythe.
The only one he saw in the sequence, and it was a good one. Really has done good work on that slider to tighten it up, make it quicker.
Forsythe hit a home run off of Guerin in the game last night. It's the only home run that Guerin has allowed this year. And it's wide, 1-0. Guerin pauses and now throws, and there's a strike on the inside corner. 1 ball and 1 strike. Guerin deals. Breaking ball, 1-2.
So he's showing him his 2 pitches that he's throwing. He hasn't thrown a changeup, so the mind of Forsythe, he's seen everything he's got. 2 sinkers and a slider, and he's in the hole 1-2.
And that's the ball game. So Corey Guerin comes in. He gets 2 strikeouts. He gets Decker. He gets Forsythe. And the Giants come in here on this Sunday afternoon looking to sweep the Tampa Bay Rays, and they do that. And that's, Mike, with this team playing well when the Giants came in on Friday night.
Well, and they do it without their closer. Santiago Casilla has not been with the club all weekend. He's been on paternity leave. But just consistent, good starting pitching, great timely hitting late in the ball game, and the defense has just been stellar. And you may look and see 3 errors in this game today, but they really picked it clean this whole